I just woke up.
Yeah, I got you.
I slept at like 5, so
What? Yeah,
yeah,
me too.
a
What the
little bit
fuck?
dead.
What were you doing?
Work.
Like always? What you
Yeah,
what you,
like a
what you working on? Like what you working on at 5 a.m., bro?
I usually stay up that late, just like talking to manufacturers and just coming up from designs. My head was a little bit empty, so I was a little bit worried. But then we dropped a few ideas in.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I was just doing some just idea gathering, and I was able to come up with like one, two designs, concrete designs that I like.
Yeah,
Just have the
yeah,
idea, and then probably today I'm just gonna head out to the coffee shop and start sketching it down.
yeah.
So
So like
yeah, it's just
your
go
full
ahead.
time your full time thing is just like just designing nowadays, right? Like it's just coming out with sketches and like shoots, pretty much.
Yeah, so just like the shoes will be coming off the general idea for like the videos and the photographies.
Mm-hmm.
Once I have the general idea, it's smooth, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
And I have all the specifics to the photographer and the videographer. So
yeah.
I come up with general direction, location, themes, space, models, everything,
Mm-hmm.
and then all the specific details. I leave to those two guys,
Yeah,
and they handle all the hard stuff.
yeah. I got
As
you.
far as designs, like I said, all the ideas. I do all the idea gathering, colors,
Yep.
measurements, silhouettes, pieces, and okay.
Yeah,
Once I have something good, we can start sketching down. So
yeah.
that's the thing I'm always nervous about is just running out
Yeah,
of
day
ideas.
by day, just coming up with new shit, pretty much.
Pretty
Pretty,
much.
pretty
So
much, pretty much. I got you. How about like y'all are dropping on 17, right?
17th, yeah.
Have you guys started the pre-marketing yet?
Yeah, so tomorrow, once I put my first post, we'll start the ads,
Mm-hmm.
and today I'm gonna start posting my stories, just like the photo shoots as well,
Mm-hmm.
uh, just like the BTS, and do like a reel. So it's
Gotcha.
pretty rainy, so perfect for designing. Actually, perfect for sleeping in. So I might sleep in after this, but we'll see.
Yeah, it's a kind of weird um weather actually. I had a mental breakdown like I don't know 2 days ago. I cried and like 3 minutes after that like it started raining and I was like, what the fuck, you know. So, but it's normal, like it was actually I don't tell this to a lot of people, but like I haven't cried for 7 years and crying actually feels good. I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
know.
Letting it out always feels good. So
Yeah,
nothing
I,
like
I
crying.
yeah, I used to like keep it to myself, and I thought that it's like it's a good thing to keep it to yourself. But then I realized, nah, like you need to let it all out, man.
Yeah, you
You
gotta
need
let
to
it
let
out
it
all
all
out to the
out,
right
man.
people. So
But yeah, bro,
we hope
let's
to
let's
do.
start. Let's start with what we want to do, right?
Mhm.
So for everyone, I'm recording this. If you're okay with it, by the way.
Yeah.
So for everyone, just to get a quick story, Kenny was or maybe will be a client in the future. Who knows? You know, he was a client for 2 years. Oh, what did we almost like double your revenue, right? Around that. What around? What was the exact like? Can you tell me like like yeah,
Okay, so you can say about 1.5 to double.
yeah,
Um,
in like
so the month of May was when everything took off for me.
yeah,
We did our anniversary event, so we just restocked like the most popular design
yeah,
and had everything in the store like 50% off. So that really helped as well.
yeah.
So we did organically $36,000 that month,
In
and then
May,
the following month
in May,
in June, right?
yeah, yeah.
The crazy thing in June is that we shot in Miami and we released 4 hoodies in the
Mm-hmm.
month of June. This is a hot as fuck month, and we released hoodies, right?
Yeah.
So with these guys, we did $52,000 in one month,
with
and we
us.
beat our highest selling
Highest
month
of selling month for sure.
in almost one day. Because that first day we did like $32,000.
That was
So
that was
yeah,
crazy.
that was a
I was
crazy.
sleeping that time, and then I was spamming in the chat, and highest all time highs. I'm like, why is my Shopify being spammed as shit, bro? Like, what the fuck, And then
Yeah.
it just went, it just went. Um, but yeah, so we essentially broke your all time highest selling first day drop, right? In like basically in like 3 weeks, in a sense, or 4 weeks, to 4 weeks of when you first started working with us. Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was like more so 2 weeks because you
Yeah,
guys ran ads. We started on the 5th of June, and I think we ran ads on like June 7th or something like that. So we ran ads
June
for like what,
7th.
15 days, 2 weeks,
Yeah, 15
and
days. Yeah, and we dropped on the 22nd. Yeah. We started. Yeah, we started running ads on I think 7 June, as you're saying, and for 15 days. Yeah, for 15. I mean, for 15 days to do like 30K in a sense in one day. That's quite. Yeah, that's quite shocking. In a sense, that's quite good. Um, can you can you tell me about like more your like fashion background, like how long you've been in this? What do you sell? Why do you sell this stuff? Basically, like what do you think that kind of I already know what differentiates you, from other anime brands, but for other people watching this, just show your confidence, man. Why do you think that you're different than other people? Why do you think that, just tell me more about your background, how long you've been in this, how have you grown, why do you think you've grown to that kind of point, stuff around that.
yep. So I started about, I think I said a year and a half ago, November of 2022 to be specific. So, it was something that I always wanted to do. That I wasn't really doing anything with my life. And I was living with my best friend at the time, right? So pretty much he talked shit to me every day. Eventually, that shit got me started. I was like, fuck it, man. Um, a lot of it, right, is just there's no amount of perfect planning, is going to prepare you, right? You just have to do it and see, make the mistakes, fail along as you go. As you fail,
Mm-hmm.
learn from your failures,
Mm-hmm.
but also just to like be smart about it as you go along the way, because aside from the creative aspects, there's a lot of like the business side involved. So a
Mm-hmm.
lot of numbers you gotta learn. So if you're good at mathematics, business might be for
Mm-hmm.
you. Unfortunately, me. I'm very good at math.
Yeah.
That's something business wise that you're gonna have to prepare for.
Yeah.
But like I said, he talked shit to me every day. I just said, I just started because he was doing his drop shipping too, and
Yeah.
he kind of showed me the manufacturing side of like going on Alibaba
Uh-huh.
and how to find manufacturers, how
Okay.
easy it is to produce a garment.
Okay.
And I saw that, and I'm like, okay, so based on this, like I don't really need much fashion experience to start. So I started with no fashion experience whatsoever, no knowledge of like how long the sampling process takes, how long the bulk process takes,
Mm-hmm.
um, the things that can go wrong in between, communications with manufacturers, payment terms,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of stuff. So starting
So,
out, a lot
okay.
of failures.
A lot of
Um,
fail. So, what would you say is the kind of there's a lot of like failures, of course, when you're starting a business, but what would you say that was kind of your biggest like kind of not failure, but like yeah, biggest kind of mistake in this whole fashion thing? It doesn't matter if it's like design, product, manufacturer, whatever it is. What was like the biggest kind of mistake that you kind of not regret till today, but you kind of regret till today, if you feel me?
I know one I sure definitely regret was a bad bulk order. Um, so when you start in this field, there's two manufacturing countries that you most likely work with. One is like Pakistan, and two is China. So
Mm-hmm.
if you're using like the Alibaba platform, you'll probably end up with one of those two countries.
Uh-huh.
And I went with Pakistan at first, and thing about Pakistan is you need to be very communicative with each other. You need to
Mm-hmm.
show proof. One
Mm-hmm.
thing I didn't check in was like the proof of my bulk process, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how what happened was I got a really good sample, but I learned the hard way is what some of these guys do is when they produce a sample for you, they're gonna take the highest quality material they can find,
Uh-huh.
send you that sample, and you're gonna be like, oh my god, this is amazing, right? Let's start the bulk. Start to set the bulk.
Fuck.
But once you get the bulk, right, they're gonna use the cheapest material possible to produce your bulk.
No fucking
Um,
way.
so I had like 200 something shirts. I feel like 300 something shirts I ordered for bulk, and I received it in the mailer. You know, one, the sizing was all off. Two, the material is like, what the heck? This is nothing like the original sample. And the print was like all messed up. Like the print, the color was off. Like the sizing was off. Like the
Yeah.
placement, it was off. Everything material was super shitty.
Yeah.
Even down to like the stress effect, nothing like the sample.
Yeah.
I saw that I had a bad bulk order, and I just threw that entire order like in the trash can, man. So that was, I think, $4,500 down the drain.
Holy
Right.
shit.
That was my first regret. My second
Holy shit.
regret
And
was
what were you doing? Like, were you like, are you working right now? Were you working back then? Or like, you had a job, right? Back then when
yeah. So
you was.
back then, I was working, so doing work and then doing this full time too.
Fuck
So
that
that really
brain.
really set me back.
Yeah,
And
I
I
got
was
you.
also working with like a Chinese manufacturer at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And given this, so remember how I said I started in November?
Yep.
So February was around the corner, which was like Chinese New Year. And if you're new to this space, right?
Mm-hmm.
February is basically you lose an entire month of communication and
Mm-hmm.
uh, any development for your pieces. So like
Okay.
samples or like bulk, you lose an entire month. Make
Okay.
that an entire half because when they get back, right, they're
Holidays.
slow to start. You know, they're just
Hol-
like
After holidays.
reorganize, start everything.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, so a lot of people don't know about this and they learn this the hard way, but February is everybody loses an entire month and a half of just
February.
production time,
Okay.
sampling.
So,
Yeah, and that's something that you have to account for and like kind of ahead. But the thing is, like January is a slow month. You shouldn't be selling in January anyways.
uh-huh.
Um, but February is Valentine's Day, so you should have February's like bulk production completed in like
Mm-hmm.
December or
So,
Jan.
gotcha.
That's something to like keep in
Gotcha.
mind in the future.
So so
Um,
basically after like Q4, like just the Q1, like it's gonna go downhill, like like
yeah,
it's gonna go down because obviously Christmas, Black Friday, and
yeah,
and stuff around that. Okay, so just basically be aware, make sure like for other brands or whoever is watching this, like basically make sure to prepare for seasons, prepare for manufacturers, and overall just to brief it out, like have great relationship with your manufacturers and your entire team. Not just
mhm,
like don't just treat them like just a product or like an asset, like treat them as like just humans, because if you do that they will give you the best samples and the bulk basically.
yeah, and they'll probably produce your stuff faster too.
Yeah.
So
So
that's it.
and I even heard that, you know, if you have a very great product and a great relationship with a manufacturer, maybe even offline, that you fly to them, they even give you like bulk for free, and you know they wait until you sell out and then you can even give them the money. So like that's for bigger, that's the big part there. What would you say that is the most important thing when it comes to, it might be a general question, but like I want to see what you think. What do you think is like biggest thing or things to having like a actually successful fashion brand, like actually calling yourself a fashion brand, not just, you know, we know some other brands that are just logo based brands and stuff, right? But What do you think are the things that makes you a successful brand?
I think my number one thing is for me is one having that good taste, like being able to differentiate like good design from like bad design,
Mm-hmm.
and also being heavily um criticizing on your own work and being
Mm-hmm.
open to like feedback, because
Mm-hmm.
when you start out designing, you know when everybody's like first journey, when they first start out and they make a design, like they did it by themselves, right? They're gonna think they're hot shit, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? This
Yeah.
is this is just everybody,
Everyone,
and
I
it's
know,
just
I know.
having the willingness to like show this to other people,
Mm-hmm.
and s- take taking like that feedback. But
Mm-hmm.
it's like there's a trickiness to it, because like you could be innovative, right? And people can't be catching on to it. But like I said, it's having like that artist mind to differentiate where like, oh, my design looks like everybody fucking else, right?
Yeah,
It's looks like shit, so I should do something different.
yeah.
Because if you're like a hoodie or t-shirt with your brand logo on it, like profit minded or whatever,
Well,
and it's like
fuck
some
that
puff print,
shit. Let's not talk about that.
it's yeah, you already know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I
You
know.
go like that, right? With some puff print with your logo on it,
Yeah,
it's ass,
yeah.
right? When I say like being creative, is like, okay, what are you doing with your colors,
Uh huh.
your silhouettes, your measurements, your materials? Like, what are you doing different that stands you out from the competition? Because now, as a clothing brand owner, it is very, very hard to grow nowadays, because like we're not in like the golden age of Instagram or TikTok.
Of course.
Back in the day, it's super easy to grow on social media. Now you got competition.
You got like the
So
non
now you
like
gotta differentiate yourself
the
from one competition and two in a harder economy, because
hundred
economy
percent,
plays into a factor too.
100%.
Uh, so you have to come up with like what's you, and like what's good as well. So a lot of it has to come from like taste, and also what helps me is consuming a lot of just like media,
Great shit.
art,
Art shit.
having like a conversation like this, talking with your friends.
Yeah.
I'm in the mindset of I'm always looking out for ideas.
Yeah.
That's what my mind is always looking out for
Yeah.
ideas. And how my mind works is that any idea that I have in the past that doesn't work, it doesn't work back then, but it still stays in the very back of my mind, right?
Uh-huh.
Even though I don't think about it,
Uh-huh.
a conversation or something I do later in the future is going to
Pop up.
overlap with the
Pop
idea. I'm
up.
like, okay, we
Overlap.
got some fire. Let me write it down my notes, and I
I
can like
got
do
you.
some sketches, and then we got some heat,
I got you.
right?
In 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 in,
Um,
in you started talking about sketching. So for other brand owners there that don't know how to sketch, like would you recommend as a fashion brand owner to actually learn how to sketch yourself? Would you recommend people like actually like start doing that?
yeah, definitely. Like anything hands on you can do. Please do that as much as you can. Um, you can take a look at my brand on my Instagram, right, and the pieces that I've made on my Instagram, and a
Mm-hmm.
lot of it, right. Um, a lot of it didn't require me to understand fashion design. Well, it did in a sense, but it didn't require me to understand like the specifics of Adobe Illustrator. I just
Okay.
knew like how to sketch really good on paper. What I did with that was like I offset a lot of like the blueprint specifications to like the tech packers.
Uh-huh.
So this is a tip for you guys starting out. A tech packer is basically somebody that takes your idea and turns into a professional mock-up with
Yeah.
all the requirements, what
For
kind of color you want to use, what
mm-hmm.
material composition
Yeah.
is your piece,
Yep.
what's the measurements, sleeves, length,
Yep.
chest, the
Yep.
width.
Everything,
Um,
measurement, details, everything. Yeah, and just add on for like the value for anyone watching this. Uh, it's an extra, but if you have like a 3D designer and a tech packer, and you can like give to the manufacturer like that tech pack and also communicate it like digital, like in a 3D version, that template is gonna go way more smoothly, and like that's how you kind of for me, like doing that 3D stuff, it's also if you're just starting out that 3D stuff on that model, on that 3D model, also just you can see how it fits right away, right? You don't have to
Yeah,
try hard imagining in your head or designing on sketching a model on paper or whatever. Like, but it's just an extra, right? So just something
yeah.
from me
They
and
also have people who make those 3D on this. It was a website called Fiverr, right?
yep,
Fiverr.
everyone knows
You
that.
can find tech
Yep.
packers. You can find the 3D ones. So 3D
Yeah,
ones are a little bit more advanced, but there are those
of
guys on
course.
Fiverr that can do it for you.
For me personally, tech packers, yes, on Fiverr, but I would say the 3D stuff is a bit more artistic in a sense of like the dynamics and how harder it is. So how I found like a 3D designer, it was just Instagram, because nowadays you guys know that Instagram is like a full of kind of place of aesthetics, like the same like with Pinterest, right? But okay, that's it in terms of conversation about art and stuff and branding for everyone that that wants to get into this stuff. Guys, just fucking sketch, become real artists. I tell this in every single thing, like don't be that logo brand. If you want to make, if you want, this is one thing that Kenny also told me, and I think Kenny gonna say it again, is that if you go into making a fashion brand with a mind of I want to make just money, get a fucking job, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah. So here's the reality of it is that you're gonna be working, 7 days around the clock, working your full time job while
mm-hmm.
doing this. Okay,
Yep.
so if your mindset is to make money, right? It is better to learn a real world skill, trades, coding, whatever it is, right? Be a mechanic, be a fix sinks, right? You make way more money, right? Because this is more of a long term process,
100%.
right? Because you
100%.
have to get your audience, you have to get your design language together, like you have to find you,
You.
and then you have to, create the vibe. Sometimes creating the vibe is through your video shoots, your photo shoots, whatever. They could be
Mm-hmm.
free, they could be not free, whatever. But that all that takes a while because there's so many skill sets you have to learn, and there's just you as a person, you as an artist will evolve over time, and that, like I said, the keyword is over time, and that takes time, right?
Yeah.
Um, so it's gonna, I would say, I wouldn't say it's gonna suck because if this is something you like to do, right, it's not gonna suck. But if this is
Hundred
something you're
percent.
doing for money, it is going to suck.
100%.
It's like
He,
you're like,
100%.
yeah,
Here's my like kind of conclusion word to it. Sometimes your passion doesn't have to be your job,
yeah,
right? Like
mm-hmm,
because that's the reality. Like you don't have to be making money asap with your, if you're an artist doing music, you write the books and you want to sell them books, right? You don't have to write the book for yourself, read it yourself, like discover yourself in that book while working, I don't fucking care, at the cafe. But you still have that book that you're discovering about yourself, and now maybe later down the road people gonna relate to it when you start selling it, if you want to, of course. So this whole creative thing, a lot of people just take it as a like a business thing, but I feel like fundamentally, like setting down what is business and what is creativity, it has to be separated. Like you need to be able to adjust these two settings so it doesn't clash with each other, pretty much.
yeah.
That's kind of my word. But okay, that's a lot of value in terms of that already. Um, so, what like when you were starting out with us, like what kind of challenges were you facing before you kind of started working with us? Like, what do you feel like you kind of you were not like you were struggling a bit with it, but we came and then kind of like align it for you. Like, what was those things?
So the main thing would be just like getting, getting organic views. I would just post on TikTok like every day, hoping like a slideshow will go viral, or just like do a static post on Instagram or like a reel, hoping that will go viral. Um, what ads really help with is that they serve as like a reminder. So I wasn't after you guys. I didn't have to like post spam slideshows on TikTok every single day, like 2 times a day.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with like Instagram, having to like really worry about the algorithm,
Mm-hmm.
because you operate organically, you're very reliant on the algorithm, which is very, I would say, very unreliable. We all
Mm-hmm.
want our videos to do well or slideshows to do well organically. You know what I mean? But the
Yeah.
algorithm is something you can't rely on. Only thing you can rely on is yourself to be consistent.
Mm-hmm.
If you're consistent, maybe your content would do well organically. That's how it's always been,
Mm-hmm.
right? Just how the ads really help is just like you're getting so much more eyes without really doing any work because you're just like, you know,
Mm-hmm.
put in a
And
little bit of money, and then that money is turns into like 4, 6x, 10x your return.
yeah, I mean,
So
the first month we did like 10x, which is kind of insane, right? From
yeah, so
two point 7k, some two k, some
yeah, I think
something.
it was like 2.7K, and then we turned that into like 24, which was
Yeah,
absolute bonkers,
which is which
pretty
is
fucking bonkers.
which is for the first month, which is kind of crazy. Um, yeah, and I guess that's pretty much it. Like I mean, what else did we help you with? So ads, obviously, right? A lot. We made videos about that as well. We set up some emails, right, that are running pretty well right now,
Yeah,
pretty much.
so the flows do pretty great. Um, and just whatever, like you guys helping with like the feedback too, like whatever creatives you guys like.
Mm-hmm.
You guys ended up liking everything you saw, just like
Yeah,
photo shoots wise,
yeah,
shoot wise.
bro. The photo shoot,
Definitely take
bro. I'm still shocked by it, honestly. Like,
it.
no, you gave me inspiration because I'm flying like in 2 days to France, and I'm taking
Yeah.
inspiration that kind of quality from your shoot, and I'm trying to get on that level of quality of the shoot as well. So thank you for
So
being
I'm
like,
guessing you really like this previous one, huh? With that mechanic shop, whatever.
yeah, that was fucking crazy.
That one.
That
That
was
one's
kind of
pretty.
crazy. That was. Yeah. I don't know how to explain it, but how so we've been working. This was like 2 months, right? It was 2 months of us working. Where how would you rate? Not services wise, obviously. The results were there. If you guys want to see it, there's gonna be videos of us, even showing the results, blah blah blah, stuff like that. But how do you like more like the team culture? Like how do you see me, Manoj, like the creative culture, the team culture, the accountability culture? How would you rate that kind of environment, if you can put it that way?
And the team culture is good. You guys show that you care about the brand as well. Uh, you guys really just like push out, just being creative. A lot of like reminders to me on my side, so which I appreciate. Um, and yeah, you guys just be prepared for them to be on your shit if you're not, on yours. So that just helps you in the long run more than anything. And like I said too, you should be. So this is another free game. So if you're doing this, you need to be prepared at least 3 months in advance for all your drops, because a bulk order takes 1 month. Boat shipping for me takes about 25 to 30 days. So
Mm-hmm.
that's 2 months. This is not including sampling time. Sampling time can take 2 weeks to 1 month, depending on your piece,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, and if depending if the sample is done right the first time at all, right?
Yeah.
So, depending on how much of a perfectionist you are, if you're a perfectionist, right, you might as well make the piece yourself and then send it over to the manufacturer so
Mm-hmm.
they have it in hand, right? So
Mm-hmm.
they can copy it perfectly. The thing about China, right? You can send them anything and they can make poof, they can make anything, bro.
I mean,
Okay?
yeah. I mean, I
That doesn't
know.
mean just clothing. It's like technology, robots, anything. And you
Robots.
can send them the exact same thing, they will reverse engineer the fuck out of it and just make you that exact same thing.
Yeah,
Um, right. So like I said, 3 months ahead. If you're releasing in like June, you need to be on that sample in like February. Start the bulk in like March.
fucking hell. I'm gonna keep that in mind because I'm about to do some sample shit as well now. So
Yeah, so think about that time. I know some guy that started, that got inspired by me, right? Same started the same time I did. And he's
mhm.
still in his sapping phase. He just started his bulk, and he started,
Shit.
the same time I did. It's just like the difference between me and him was just like I said about like having the taste in design.
Yeah.
He would always taste and design like the confidence in yourself as a designer. It's a very tricky like medium to where you need to have good taste, but you also need to learn how to
How
like
to do
take good criticism.
criticism, and like now you're like, okay, am I actually built for this? Am I an
Yeah,
actual natural artist
like
for this? Like everyone is saying,
it's
your
tricky.
ego
It's tricky.
drops down, and then you're fucked.
Yeah,
So it's like, again, I'm a recording artist, not just like designing as well. So I do music. You know this, Kenny. Like I rap. So it's like, is this a whole cycle of being being okay with not being emotionally stable. I don't know how,
yeah.
like that.
It comes with the art. It comes with the art. So you're an artist. That's a side effect
It's
that
a
comes
it's
with
a
it.
it's a side effect, but
Unfortunately,
it's a good side effect.
yeah.
But how would you rate overall, like that? This is the most remember like thing that kind of, I feel like, where I put the most kind of input beside Manoj. He did a lot of the campaign stuff. But how
Yeah.
how how much of a level up did you see since first you talked to me about like your visual creatives? Like how much, like how, yeah, you know what, you understand the question, right?
Yeah. As far as just like it was a great level of just in terms of like profit wise per month, just allowing me to having the confidence, right? So I'll input this as like ads. Their entire job is to take what you have and make it better. So what you have is shit. Ads will make it, will show that,
Even
but what you
worse.
have is good.
Yeah, yeah.
What you have is good organically, right? Ads will take that and it will
100%.
double, triple,
100%.
or whatever you got. So that's what ads do. It's not
Yeah.
gonna take what's bad and make it better.
Yeah.
It takes what's already
The
working and make
100%.
it better. So if you're doing if you're naturally selling out the first week, ads would help you sell even more. And my advice for anybody, right? The week of release, you already know if your design, you know what design works the week of release.
Hundred percent.
If you have because the week of release, you have all this hype, you have all this built up,
Mm-hmm.
right? So if your design is not doing well with all this built up, all this hype, all this FOMO, that design is ass.
Hundred
You need
percent.
to like revisit the
Hundred
drawing
percent.
board. It's not it's
Kenny, Kenny,
not
Kenny,
enough
Kenny, wait,
inside.
wait. Can I call you on Slack right now? Because the meeting is ending. I'm calling you
Okay,
now.
yes, sir.
Ringing
Yes,
you.
sir.
Is it ringing?
Yeah,
All right.
you got it.
Yep. I'm here.
Yeah.
Wait. Let me quit. 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 What the fuck? Zoom.
Mm,
You want to turn
plug
your?
in my iPhone.
Are you on your
Yeah, let me
phone?
plug in my iPhone.
You on your phone?
Yeah, I'm on my phone.
Okay. Let's just
Yeah.
let's just let's just talk here. So yeah, just fundamentally, like, would you say that, like, basically the fundamental stuff is to like have a really great unique, like, not unique taste, but a way of expressing your art,
hmm
right?
Definitely, because like I said, ads only take what's working and make it better. So the
Hundred
fundamentals need to
percent.
be there. You have good art, something that people
Hundred
mess
percent.
with. Good vibes, good
And
pieces. That's
and even organically, like, if you can produce like great visuals organically, or not even organically, if you can't just know what is a good composition with your iPhone on the outside, if you can't flick a photo for your friend that looks good, then there's something to think about, and I see a lot of fashion brand owners just want to start a fashion brand because it seems cool or whatever, but fundamentally they are not even cool themselves, you know.
Yeah, hey, that's the thing. So don't start a fashion brand if you want to make money, because you're gonna lose for the first
Yeah, that's a
year.
that
I
the
would say.
100%. Don't start,
Yeah,
like, don't think that if you want to start any type of art and you're new to it, like with like you haven't been in the trenches for a while, like just do it, just create a library of designs. Like, don't think that you're gonna go into it and you're gonna start selling right away, because art stuff is expense. That's hella expenses, bro.
hella expensive.
Hella
You know, samples are
expenses,
expensive.
for real. But I think,
Tech packers. Tech, yeah, go ahead.
yeah, you can go ahead. Just you wanted to say something with value, so go ahead, go ahead.
Tech packers, they're not too expensive. They're like $20, $30 per work. But
Yeah,
yeah, just
yeah.
just bulk orders are expensive,
Yeah,
samples expensive. You have to really sell out to get
yeah.
your money back. But even when you're selling out, you got to reinvest that money.
No, yeah, for
You
real.
can't just keep it for yourself.
For real, for real.
So
Oh, I know a lot of people like kind of
like if that
save.
was the case, right? If that was the case, like from June, I could just paid off everything, and I would have been good. But no, I want to just like reinvest into for like July, August, September,
Hundred
October, and
percent.
all these months.
Yeah,
And like I said, you have to invest like 3, 4 months in advance,
100%.
right? And in the stock, so
Hundred
I have like a
percent.
lot of styles they gotta buy in the stock.
Hundred
So it's
percent.
just like all that money you made is poof. You
Hundred
know,
percent.
you don't keep it.
100%. I would, I don't know how about you, Kenny, but I would personally recommend any new kind of starting brand that are actually good at fashion design is just start organically, build it organically, and just try to save as much money as you can for marketing, because a lot of people tend to um, well, when you already have a good product, of course, right? Good sample, ready, bulk, blah blah blah. I see a lot of, I don't know if you know someone like that, but I see a lot of brands tend to just put every penny into marketing and they don't give a shit about product, bro.
Yeah.
Which is yeah, that's my last word. Kenny, do you have any other sort of value that we can share?
Any other sort of value? I mean, you guys already got like the peers, how long to produce. Um, Never pay everything up front.
Mm-hmm.
Always pay in like installments. Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, never give them 100% of your money to start. Always
Yeah.
like do like a 30-70 or like 50-50 or whatever.
Yeah.
Uh, like I said, just find your design language, learn how to create good content, and if whatever's working organically for you, these guys can take that and 2x it, 3x it, 4x it. You know,
Thank
you
you,
don't have you
brother.
have to worry about posting every day. You
Th-
ain't got to worry about making that
Hundred
organic
percent.
content once.
100%.
Let it perform well, and just let these guys run ads for you.
Yes,
And
sir. So
yeah, if you guys,
would you recommend
if you
us
want,
to? I
yeah,
mean,
I
you are.
definitely recommend.
Yeah, you are already doing
Definitely,
it
yeah, great
anyways.
recommendation.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, it was surprised on both our ends that we got these results that fast. So
I'm
like if you already
surprised as
had
well.
something
I'm
like
surprised.
that's
I had to thank you, Kenny, for like being again, like for being an artist, because it's like it's just like for us it's just the fact that we were promoting good shit, as you said yourself, right? Like if it was
yeah.
bad shit, then we're fucked, pretty much. It was just the fact that your visuals went crazy. You work with a fucking Balenciaga photographer, right? um,
Yeah.
you put a lot of money into like the branding itself, you put a lot of the visuals, the products. So just thank you for being like an actual artist and continue doing that, bro.
Definitely, definitely.
Yes, sir.